You won't be controlled by the army. You won't be a puppet of anyone.
I have never been controlled by anyone in my life. The thing about...
That we know, that many cricket administrators in Pakistan know as well. Many, after various public statements by you, changed that stand and they said, look, we are worried about what this will do to the morale of the army. Even former Defence Minister Jaswant Singh, who was a very strong supporter of yours, then said that things had reached a stage where perhaps you should stop talking. Even now we've heard the army chief, the new army chief, talk about, you know, forget about past baggage. I have to restore the morale of the troops. AK Antony saying we must bury the bitterness of the past 8 months. The implication seems somehow to blame you for this impact on morale. Do you think that's fair?
See, lot of stories get put out for various reasons. Some are kind courtesy, some spin masters who want to project things in a particular manner. There are a couple of things I have always clarified. One, there is no difference between the ministry and the army. We are part of the ministry. We have got no differences. Yes, there will be professional differences. After all, if an organization does not have professional differences, how will it progress? Second thing, what are we talking of? Whose morale are we talking of? Are we talking of some selective, disgruntled element whom you have spoken to? Go and talk to the men. They are our strength. Go and talk to our young officers. They are our strength. I am quite sure none of them is affected. They know what the actual thing is. So, I don't give any weightage to any such thing. And I think the earlier the spin masters stop all such things, the better it would be for the organization.
Story we're doing points to the fact that the Purti group and Mr. Nitin Gadkari's group, it raises questions about certain contracts given when he was PWD minister and the fact that the same company has then bought shares in his Purti group. Well, in the sense of businessmen, the sense of his business interests, because Mr. Kejriwal made the point, is Mr. Gadkari a businessman first or a politician first?
I anticipated this problem in my own case. So, the day I became the leader of opposition, I not only stopped practice, I surrendered my license, lest I be accused of identifying myself for or against a particular litigant in court. I took a safer option. But then I have a contrarian argument. How do Indian politicians sustain themselves? Must they detach themselves from their professions, from their jobs, from their businesses completely and then depend on politics for livelihood? Many people may have learned the art of living well without earning. There are still some who haven't. And therefore, I have all my sympathy for politicians who on the side do some remunerative work in order to sustain their families. There is nothing wrong in it. People all over the world do it. And in India, politicians officially are not paid much that they can afford to sustain every situation. But then you are right, once you do that, you run the risk of being before the firing squad. Issues of conflict of interest, throw up a suspicion. Now, the question that you were raising, I don't know the facts as yet, but let me just give you a possible answer. If contracts are legitimately given and these are honestly implemented, well, something happened 10 years later, therefore, there is a shadow of suspicion. Now, that may be too far-fetched a charge. Therefore, somebody has to really look into this in order to say whether there is any unfairness or not.
So, as being a management student, we have been listening from our faculties and also listening from the media that you are the highest paid CEO for 2 successive years, sir. So, it's pretty amazing and you are doing really good in it. So, we just management students want to know or some suggestions from your side, like what we can do, the basic principles or the key rules we should follow to reach your heights, sir.
Well, I think you should do, first of all, when you are studying, you should study from the point of view of learning, and not just from the point of view of passing your exams. You should work hard, try to actually gain knowledge while you are studying, and then wherever, whatever job you do, wherever you work, you put in your best efforts. All we can do is put in our best efforts and leave the result to the God, and hopefully you'll do even better than me.
An interesting aspect, he talked about your pay package, 73 crores, highest paid CEO in the country. Why it's interesting is because your Prime Minister Manmohan Singh just, I think, a year or two ago said that CEOs must be careful on the size of their pay packets. You don't see a conflict there?
My pay package is decided by the board of directors. Okay, my pay package is approved. Mine and every other director's pay package is approved by our shareholders in the annual general meeting.
Prime Minister talked of setting an example.
Yes, Sonia, I just also want to tell you.
Yes.
If you see and compare, you know, I am getting 2% of the profits as commission. Okay, 2% as my remuneration package. You are allowed up to 5%. So I'm not even half of what is allowed by the company law board.
India's #1 news app just got even better. Download NDTV's new app, fully optimized for retina display, full screen view, faster response time, and Sudoku. NDTV's new iPad app. Download now.